Hey, Depeche, how's it going, man? How's that mic volume? Is that all right? You hear me all right? Good, let's see. What's your product? What is that? What's your product ready to purchase? Well, mic is good. Okay, so who is that? That's Inner Drive. Well, you must be asking about our educational material, right? So that's the product that I offer here, which is to teach you essentially what you see me do week after week after week here, which is the methodology that we have here, which is based off of Fibonacci relationships, price action, market structure, Elliott Wave, market geometry. I mean, that's the product, right? So if you're interested in that, we have a lot of different ways for you to access that content, right? You can start with free. If you'd like to go into some specialty content, of course, then that's getting into the belt system where we take you through a progression of material, each with a test at the end of it that you have to pass before you get to the next belt. So that's a more full-throated investment in your own technical skill set development. But it's all, you can just go to TradeDevils.com. That'll give you some ideas of what the product mix is and some pretty affordable ways to tap into it and start slowly. Okay, and I'm not kidding, by the way. Well, there you go, right? So just TradeDevils.com. Right, that'll give you and then of course there's free access to our Discord. And again, as I always say, don't take my word for it, right? Ask the other members, right? That's what I always say. Okay, how are we doing? 30. It's you sound like the other Fibonacci guy. That other Fibonacci guy? You mean there's another Fibonacci guy? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that would be. I'm not the only person who teaches this. But we have kind of a unique way we put it all together that we think gives us an edge. That's what we teach, right? It's what you're going to see me do here for the next 2 hours. Apply the methodology, right? That's what gives us an edge. It's the consistency of it. Okay, right? So let me... a little rusty after missing a week. What are we at? 30... No, it's just 11:30. Let's give it another minute and let people join us here. My compadre who works on my team, who does the editing here, he loves it when I ramble for 5 minutes in the beginning, because then he has to go cut it all out, which is actually not that hard. It's not that easy to do in a live stream. I will give it Mark of all trades. Oh, he's a scammer. No, I'm kidding. I've never heard of the guy. I think he's a chance. Yeah, never heard of the guy. But it doesn't mean he's not good, right? Fibs are fibs, right? There's no question. There's no denying their influence in the market. I mean, that's beyond. We're well beyond that. It's just that doesn't mean that every they're on both sides of the market always, right? So that's which side's going to win. Well, of course, if you stick around here, you'll see that doesn't matter what the asset is. They all trade the same way. Is it possible to check LDO? Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Always, just for those of you that are here, just before we get started, if you really want something looked at, just you come into our Discord. It's free to get into our Discord. It's free to post a request here. You just do it in the Submit Charts section. Now, if you're a free member, we'd like you to post your chart, and not just come in and go, "Can I see LDO?" We'd like you to make some effort, right? We're not here to just be chart jockeys, right? I mean, that's not what we're trying to do. That's why I do it this format, because I ask the members to post with their TA so I can see how they're progressing with the methodologies that we teach, right? And oftentimes it's, maybe a little bit of a tweak here and there on Elliott Wave. it's just putting it all together, right? That's the key piece, right? So it's not, you're not leaning entirely off of Elliott Wave, right? Which I would not suggest people do, right? Much as I use it, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. Ultimately, it's money management that determines success from failure, in my opinion. Okay, let's get started here. So first up, Steel Swarm. Love that handle. He's asking for, let me start. I just because I had a few minutes here, I've got his next to just one I started with a blank chart. So let me get Steel Swarm up here again. Now, I'm not going to forget to do the disclaimer. I did that shit. I think I talked for 10 minutes with the disclaimer up. Sometimes I fuck up just like anybody. I have been doing this for 6 fucking years. It's a lot of content. And sometimes I'm a little burned out, right? I was a little burned out last week, right? And then I got sick coming back. We went down to the Bahamas and I picked probably the plane, right? I had kids all over me, all around me. You get a little bug. So I just felt like shit the last couple of days. On the mend, here's what I tell. If I can't work out, I know I'm sick. And I have not had the mojo to get to the gym the last couple of days. Hoping today turns that around. Okay, let's get down to it, guys. All right, so as you just heard, those of you hearing me chat, right, this is what we do. We ask the members to post their content, and then we kind of review it. Not to be critical. It's more, how you're progressing with what we're teaching, right? And it's not that, our method is the method, right? It's just a method, right? So if you're in here studying what we're teaching, we just want to see how you're getting along with it, and are you having success with it? And if not, maybe there's things here that I can reference. Again, it's not that I'm trading God. It's just I've been doing this for a very long time. So if nothing else, what I really bring is there's no mistake I haven't made multiple times. There's nothing I haven't fucked up, right? I have, right? So it's the longevity, right, that I believe gives me some credibility in here, right? Now, whether or not you're profitable or not, I can't pull the trigger for you, but I can certainly give you ideas about when the timing is right, when to wait, when, again, applying our method. So here, this is Steel Swarm. Now, he's using a little bit of an assist here, which, it has its place, right? I would be inclined to take it off, because if you get too dependent on a piece of software to do the counting for you, I'm not sure that's ultimately serves you the best, right? You want to be able to do it without the assist. Now, the thing with Elliott Wave, right, is the big criticism of Elliott Wave is that there's some subjectivity to it when you're in the midst of an impulse or a correction or whatever the case may be, right? There is some subjectivity, particularly if something's unfinished, right? You're making a prediction based on the price action and the context of where you are. And so anytime you're predicting something, right, obviously the potential is there for you to be wrong in that prediction. But if I thought there was something that had better predictive potential than Elliott Wave, that's what I'd be teaching. Again, there's nothing I haven't looked at. I mean, we're knee deep in the AI, it gives you a decision matrix that's unlike so many other TA approaches, right? It's very clear. If not this, then that. And if not that, then this, right? You hear me say that all the time. So just backing up here a little bit. Now, Steel Swarm, okay, so I understand, right, the attraction to using this. I'm not sure if this looks better. And you've taken it through. So if I look here, you're going from oh shit, come here. Oh, I don't want that. Hang on a second. See, I'm rusty here. What do I want? I want this one here. So we're going into a 1, 2. Well, this can't be 3, right? Because we've already left. So what does that leave, right? This is what I mean by a decision matrix in terms of your TA analysis. Well, if it's 1, 2. Now, could this have been 3? Of course, yeah, could have been. But now that we're here, what does that leave? Well, if indeed, right, and we can't confirm it till it's finished. If this is 1, 2, well, if we're going to have a 3, we need a 1, 2 of that 3. Now this is this is equally as big of a 1, 2, right? So are we going, the question becomes, if you scale that forward, is this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, right? So if we put the whole thing together, this would be 1, 2, and we'd be looking for 3, 4, 5, way up here. Right, per what we see here now. So let's do something larger here. So if this is 1, 2, well, we need an impulse in the 3. That's non-negotiable, right? Now, when I say that, if indeed we're going to get, if we're going to get an impulse out of this, there has to be an impulse in the 3. That's fundamental to Elliott Wave analysis, right? In the whole theory, 1, 2, I got to have an impulse here. I got a 3, 4, 5. But of course, what that implies is that this would be now if I do it here, right? So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3. Now let me just take, no, fuck me, hang on a second. Let's take that down. Let's go to minuet. Let's change that color. Let's put that in green, right? So we would have to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this 3, which implies there's another 4, 5 to go, right? So, see, the advantage there is that it's giving you permission almost, right, to start thinking, hey, there's a very real potential, right? It's always just potential. It's not absolute, like the market's obligated to do it now. If this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, well, getting to this 3 implies that there's still another 4, 5 to go. That's what it implies, not what it guarantees. There is no guarantee ever in anything in the market. Market's going to do what it's going to do. We're just trying to create some context and use precedent, right? You hear me say that all the time. Why do we care about that? Why do we care about that, right? I mean, how does it matter? We have 96 years of precedent here of Elliott Wave. We have 96 years. That's pretty good. That's pretty good history for you to lean into. Other things you hear me say all the time. Well, what does it usually do? I got 96 years to look back and say, well, what does it usually do? Not what is it going to, what does it usually do? What kind of edge can you hope for in the market? 1, 2% edge. If 97% of the time it does X, right? That not enough edge for you? How about 60%? Just things to think about, right? So if we look here at what he's done here, right? The implication is we've gone 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, because he hasn't filled any of this in, I'm gonna come over one here to where I just started on this before we got started here. Oh, if I pull this back out to the daily, right? 1, 2. Now this gets a little tricky here, and this isn't a good example of Elliott Wave's not perfect. You're not going to get perfection in every series of swings. This is just the consolidation prior to the election, right? We've looked at this many, many times, right? We're going to have a crypto-friendly admin or maybe less friendly, right? Well, we got friendly, right? This guy, I think he spent, you've heard me say this before. He was on 60 Minutes, spent $250 million to get this administration in. Well, how's that worked out for him? Okay, it was good at the beginning. Okay, well, all right, are we still going here? It certainly looks like, right? Most of you probably know 50% of Trump's wealth is in crypto. You think he's going to make sure crypto goes? Yeah, he's going to make sure of it. So, we can be, certainly we can lean with a bullish bias into what's happening in the markets, right, across crypto. Now, I don't even know what the count is of number of cryptocurrencies we have now. It's in the millions of crypto, and 98% of them are just bullshit. They're not going to be around. That doesn't mean you can't make money with them. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But there's no utility. There's no earnings. It's all just bullshit. It's just trading vehicles, right? They're not going to be part of the infrastructure of the digital revolution as it transforms the finance industry. They're not. They're just gambling tokens, but that's okay, right? Just don't misinterpret what they are. Now, something like Cardano, this is infrastructure. You can call it that way, right? It has potential, has utility. Okay, right? So we can be a little more bullish here as we look at this, right? So because you could look at this and go, well, dude, why can't that be an ABC and we're going lower? Well, it could be. Again, there's no knowing. There's only, okay, what's more probable? 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, again, if this is a 1, 2, I need an impulse here for the 3. For this, shit, all this has to go way up here, right? If this is all going up here, I mean, look how far I'm pushing that. So I looked. Let's go up here a degree here. My bad. Let's put that in. Oh shit, what have I not used? Oh, here we'll put it in yellow. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2. Well, this sure looks like an impulse that's underway. Well, what would we? Right, you would think, oh, okay. Well, if I've got 1, 2, 1, 2, another 1, 2, meaning 3, 4, 5, right? So we can start to get pretty bullish here. Not with put the kids' tuition money in, but if you're going to have a bias, I think we could all agree the bias here would be bullish. How high can this go? There's no knowing. There's only, okay, if this is 1, 2 and that's 1, 2, where do they usually go? Well, we know where they usually go, right? It's very clear where they usually go because we have 96 years of precedent. I'll tell you where they usually go. They usually go to the 1618, 175 pocket up here. So we can do this. Okay, well, all right. That's why you don't necessarily need to draw this because when they're coming to a golden zone like this, the negative 100 is going to be right at the 1618, right? So if this is going to go 1, 2, and this is 1, if it's 1, we have a fairly good idea of where that could go. Not where it's going to go, certainly where it could go. Again, where does it usually go? 3. Right, suggests that 4, right, all of this, wait, it starts to get like, oh, okay, hang on a second, man, we're getting crazy bullish. Now, of course, could we go up here? Yeah. Do I know that's happening? Of course not. Do you? No. So we got to take it one swing at a time. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, it looks like I'm working on a 1 here. I mean, there's no reason to think otherwise. Really, right? Why would you not think that, right? So let's go to a 3 hour, right? You would. Okay, so then the only reason that you might get concerned about it is like, whoa, is the subdivision in line? Well, it's a little, again, we get consolidation down here, right? So essentially, this is how the market moves. From consolidation comes expansion, period, for and forever. That has nothing to do with the markets. That's the universe, right? From contraction comes expansion. 1, 2, right? Okay, it's, bigger 4 than the 2, right? Okay, it's not perfect. Probably a little zigzag here. Okay, well, are we technical? If that's the 2, okay, coming right to the 50. That's a little deep for a 4, but it's not out of bounds. It's not like it's never happened before. Did they run a little liquidity here? Likely, right? They probably ran something right here. Right, that's always a good tell, right? Was there a liquidity grab there here? Well, that's some internal liquidity, probably some fair value gaps down here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Could that be a real contender? Well, if we're going to go up and get that 5, I need an impulse here. Do I have an impulse? Do I? Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Doesn't look like I might have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe there's more to go here. 5. Now, does that mean we're going to double up here? Well, could. Certainly we could. It could get more bullish, right? Certainly. Let's go to a minuet here. If we were going to do something like this, right, you would think, we're not going to get a new high here. It'd be kind of surprising, right? Given the bullish enthusiasm in the crypto space here, and again, Cardano being at least one of the top 20, right, where there's liquidity here. Are whales in here? Some are in here. We don't have a Cardano ETF, but we may at some point. We may. I don't know. This would be for capital allocation. I would keep it relatively light on. I wouldn't be balls deep on Cardano. But it sure looks like I got an impulse coming out of this. What else can we do here? Right? Just okay. Well, what's the geometry look like? Pretty good, right? If we want an impulse, we want it to be nice and contained. We want one solid channel, right? These are the things you look for to know. Okay, am I on the right track? Well, it looks like I am. Now, of course, the other possibility here is that this could go much higher, and this is just the one of the 5, which then you start to look at that and go, wait a minute, is that realistic? That we're going to go 1, 2, and have a big 3, right? Is that, you might start rethinking this. High class problem if you're a bull. Oh shit, right? Did we top something here and this is a 2, right? Is there another way to do this? Could this be 1, 2? We're gonna, another 1, 2 here? Could be, right? Because we retraced beyond the 50, right? So it could, well, let's do it this way. Right, we got right to the 50. So could this be, we could, fuck this thing around here. Like, again, this would be a high class problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, some 4 in here. And this is another 1, 2, and we're going to go 3. Again, very high. That, if you're long, you'd love that to be the case. Oh, shit, I got to go back and change that into a 1 because this has gone so high. Very high class problem. But it just doesn't, it's not there. There's no reason to do it yet, right? Yet. I still, right, because I can complete a nice impulse right here. Nice impulse in the 3rd, right, which is so critical to a good Elliott wave count. Do I have a good impulse in the 3rd? Did I get a correction here that's consistent with, again, where do they usually go? Okay. If I pull this back a little bit further, what's the other alternative? If this is a 2, let's take that up something bigger. If this is a 2, this could be the 1. Right? 1, 2, 3. Now we're going way much higher. All right, so this is, if you're bullish, good. This is good TA, right? This is good, what you hope to see. The steel swarm, just the only thing you didn't do here is just carry it on, right? You were good right to the pivot. And this is a little funky down here. There's no question, right? This very difficult to get a clean count on it, right? But we know something, expansive happened here. So certainly reasonable to call it impulsive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is there a trade, right? It's the bottom line. Okay, do we have a trade? Well, you're kind of late to this, right? You want to be buying it up here, right? Premium discount, right? Just think basic market structure. Are we buying at the premium? Yeah, we're buying at the premium. If you're okay with that, I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm saying I wouldn't buy it, not here, because there's a 5 here. It's going to complete. And we'd have a potential break of structure here. Again, to get something I say all the time. What do we anticipate after a break of structure? If that's a break of structure up, then we know that we can anticipate, again, based on precedent, what usually happens. Once we break structure, right, that's typically sets up the retrace. Why? Because where are they going to get more fuel? Right? They're going to run. There's liquidity here. There's liquidity here, liquidity here. So we could keep going. Eventually, they're going to need to dip back down, right? They, whales, those that can move the market, they're going to need to come back down to refuel. Literally, you can think of it that way. Fuck, man, I'm getting thirsty. I'm going to need to get some more water. As we talk about liquidity. 5, oh, break of structure. 2, oh, break of structure. 3, 4, liquidity. 5. That's a reasonable expectation. But it's just that. It's just an expectation. There's no knowing. There's no knowing what's coming. Oh, shit. This would be up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? Is that the 1? And we're going 2? And then we're going 3? I guess, pardon me. This would be here, right? This would be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be our completed impulse with the break of structure. Retrace. How far? Where do they usually retrace? If that's a 2, they usually retrace to the 50. Oh, fuck me here. Can I do that? Where is that? Yeah, there it is, right? So you might anticipate something like this. Broke structure, completed the impulse, retraced to the 50. Again, where do they usually go? Right? Up to 3, 4, 5, right? It's really not, it's not that complicated. You just have to see it, right? After a while, you've seen it so much. Like, I can't not see it. I literally can't look at a chart and not see 5s and 3s. I can't do it. I have to consciously say, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it. What do we know? We begin and we end in 5s, right? Do we have a 5 that ends? Yeah, we do. Right, is this a reasonable ending? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? A little overlap here, so you'd have to trade it as a diag, but we end in a 5. We begin the new trend with a 5. Elliott Wave 101. Okay, thanks for that, Steel Swarm. Again, I don't think there's a trade here yet, but I certainly would have this on my watch list. Kind of, okay, well, let's see. Let's break this high, and let's see if we can get a retrace. Right? We want to buy. If you're a bull, you want to buy the retrace, not the breakout. That's what retail does. Okay, Q. Oh, nice note. Thanks, Q. Hoping I'm feeling better. I am feeling a little bit better. He's got Adam here. Let's see what he's looking at. Copy link. Oh, well, here, let's do it here. How we doing? Made it to the live stream. Hey, Modern Picasso, another great handle. Glad you made it. All right. How we doing? How's the lag? The lag looks pretty good. Like, it's not as slow as it usually is. Okay, so here's Adam. Okay, it's a little wackadoodle getting out of here, but it looks like we got. Let's pull back here. Let's go to an 8. I just lost your count. Where'd it go? Oh, is it? Oh, you must have it over here. I see what you did. Okay. Okay, well, right, 5s and 3s, right? That's the foundation of Elliott Wave. That's the genius of Elliott, right? It seems so ridiculously simple now, right? In hindsight, But at the time, right, nobody was thinking 5s and 3s until he came along and looks like you can go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the impulse. Let's see what I think that looks like. That could be Al. No, maybe too deep. You know, we came back to the consolidation here, and we get our little pocket here. You lost the algo here because we have a close below. You may very well have picked him up again here on a smaller degree. Probably did. Let's bring this back. Something we can see. Oops. Where'd you go? I wanted that, and let's make that a little bigger. Let's go to micro. Okay, so it looks like, so we get the break here. Do we pick it up on the retrace? There he is, literally to the tick. Oh. Okay, right. This is the measured move algo, right? Again, I try to be sure so that nobody's confused that I discovered this. I did not. David Halsey did. I just took it and ran with it, right? What did I do? I added the 65 because I kept seeing it break the 618 by ticks. So here's the measured move algo. It just full display. Here's the swing. Here's the retrace exactly to the 618. Here's the target. Look at that. That's how we know it's an algo, right? It's not so much this, it's this, right? What happened at the target, second target, right? So we get a 1, 2, right? There's Al kicked in, right? So remember, Al's is always there on both sides, right? You have to remember that's the easiest thing to forget. He's on both sides, right? So on this one, right? Likely the sell side algo won that fight, right? Here I can just tell you that's what happened, right? So we just saw, oh, it broke the lower one. Let me get you out of there. I can get you right on it. So here it is on the sell side, right? This side here, it's often, right? It's not, there's a little fair value gap here. It's there'll be little front runs. Here's the target. Look at the reaction. That's how we know it's an algo, right? So, and then it has more legs. It breaks the buy side algo. Okay, well, we break it. Well, do you think the people behind this give a flying fuck? No, they don't, because they'll just take the next one, which they get right here. They don't care. They don't care, right? Because eventually they'll get a series and it'll go 3, 4, 5, 6. I've seen 11, 12, 13 in a row, right? It's just, if you start tracking it, it'll blow your mind. Absolutely blow your mind. But you have to remember it's always there on the other side. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's going to complete. Because one has to break, right? So every time you see one, don't go, oh shit, I know where that's going. Not so fast, right? Because you got to break the other side. Which makes it it's annoying. It's like, God damn it, right? I thought for sure that was going. Well, that's why you can't trade that by itself, right? You got to use something like Elliott Wave or market geometry or some other or market structure to give you an additional benefit, because this is going to be on both sides always and forever until they change it. Right? It's always going to be there, right? So this side wins it, sell side wins it. But now put that in context, right? 1, 2. Okay, well, I get it. Okay, one. There's the one. Deep 2. Oh, now Al's back. Here he is. Now he's on the buy side. Did we break him from above? Looks like we did. Right? So now the buy side gets broken, or excuse me, the sell side's broken. So bulls ball. Bulls have the ball here. They've broken the algo from this swing, right? So it's always just about, this is, I say this often, right? This is all the market can ever do, right? We have a swing. Which side's going to break? This side or this side? That's it. That's all that can ever happen in a two-dimensional market like structure like this. That's all that can ever happen. Who's breaking, this one or this one? Same thing here. Who's breaking, this one, right, or this one? It's the same thing. That's every decision you make forever and ever is just that. Which side's going to break? There's a swing. We're holding, and we're going to break up or we're going to break down. That's it. That's it and forever, right? That's all it can ever be. Every trading decision you've ever made can be broken down to just that. 1, 2, right? So, oh, it held. Oh, and it broke the high. Well, what could that be? Oh, where's it go? Look where it finds resistance. At the fucking golden zone. Because the sell side algo is there. If I pull this out here, it likely they did it again, right? Because it's just over and over. It's what the market, I say this a lot. It's not why it moves, it's how it moves. So we go from the 2, right, to what do we get here? Right to the 50. Right, now, let's get this one out of here. Right, so here's the target. We're not quite there yet. But you see, here it is. Same thing I just said. Here's the swing. Here's the retrace. Who's going to break? This one or this one? That's it. Forever and ever. That's the likely target here. And oh, wait a minute. Would that fit with my Elliott Wave? This was the huge eye opener for me. Wouldn't that fit? 1, 2, golden zone, 3. Okay. Where did the 3s usually go? Not where do we know they're going. Where do they usually go? 1618, 175. Okay, we got a little bit through it, right? But that's a good target. 1, 2, 3. Oh, where's the retrace? To the 50. Oh, that means an algo's here. If it's kicking at the 50, where's the target? Negative 23.6. Which would be at the 227 to complete that impulse. Nothing says it has to stop there. We can go 2618. But you're not fighting the sell side anymore. You broke him, right? He was broken. This algo is broken. So free to fly. Right? You don't have the sell side at this degree on a 4-hour. Go down to a 5 minute, it'd be there 100 times. But at this degree, that's why I always tell you, right? Elliott Wave and everything that we're teaching, it's swing trading, right? You want to be 60 minutes and above. If you're going below that, you're just trying to dig out a count, right? Is it there? Is there really a 5 there? 3. Now look, 5 followed by 3, followed by 5. Is Elliott Wave still relevant in 2025 in the age of AI? I won't, you got to draw your own conclusions there. You know what I would tell you. Get all this out of here. Is there a trade here? Well, he's teed it up for you. Not yet. Well, when I say that, you can say, well, why wouldn't you buy it there? Well, okay, for discount premium, we could do something simple like, oh, mine logs, I'm not. Okay, all right, so where's the range here? Here's the range. Do I want to be buying up here at full retail? You do the same thing, right? Do I want to be buying up here at full price? Or do I want to wait for discount? So what's the first thing that occurs to you when I say that? Oh, well, Sam, what if it does that? What if it just explodes up here? Well, welcome to the party, guys. You're going to miss trades. All you're doing is enforcing your own trading discipline. If you don't have any rules, right? If you don't have any discipline about where you buy, you're just fucking winging it. And then it's just all emotion or what you read on X or fucking your news feed, whatever, right? This just all, I don't know. I read it. It's going up. It looks like it's going up. Let's buy it. I guarantee you're not going to be profitable with that, right? Discipline means you're going to miss trades. That's one way to think of it. You're going to miss trades, but you're not going to do stupid trades. And stupid trades are what blow up accounts or put you in a position where you can't recover. You can't. It'll take you too long. So what are you doing? Then you're adding more money, right? And into the hole comes, you want to try and avoid that, right? Name of the game: stay in the game. How do you stay in the game? Don't make stupid trades. What's a stupid trade? Buying at full retail price. See how it all kind of, it's logical. It's not emotional. It's logical. So I'd let this finish and wait for the retrace. Right, we've just had a little micro break of structure. This will be a break. This would be a big break. If we do this, well, okay, you missed it, right? But this potentially, right, still just goes up here. No, can I do it? Now we're up here going, okay, where's discount? Can I get it down here? Be a common retrace, the prior 3, 4 down a degree. If the 5 goes up here, I can't get you. The 5 goes up here. If we don't know, this would be the break of structure, right? So there's a logical sequence to your thinking that takes the idea is to take the emotion out of it. Hope that makes sense. Okay, Q. Yeah. So I think indeed, right? We kind of got to, if you're not in now, right? If you didn't get it here, right? Well, now you don't want to chase, right? Because you'd be chasing here and you'd be buying it premium. But I think you're very much on the right track here, looking for their, right? If this is the 1, what do we got here, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Because if this is going to go to a 3, this is not optional. It has to happen, or the analysis is wrong, right? Again, back to that decision matrix. Okay, let me keep going. Silent hand. Hang on. This may be resolved by the time we see each other, but I've considered this as an alternative SUI. Okay, let's see what he's thinking. You got a few other comments here. If I'm allowed to do 2 instead of in the macro count on this, Oh, I can't tell, man. I got to see what he's got here. Hang with me. Okay. Oh shit, man! You're giving me a 5 minute. Okay, well, there's a kind of a good example of what I'm talking about, right? You don't. You know, the problem with applying Elliott Wave, I don't apply. I day trade all the time. I don't use Elliott Wave at all. I mean, I can't, not see it, but I don't. You're changing the count way too often, right? I come out to a 60, right? That's what my suggestion would be. So here's SUI. What's he thinking? Okay, so I would go out even further, right? Because we got to get some context. Where are we, right? Is there a count here that can give us some additional benefit, right? Some edge. Is this a 1? That is a 1. Okay, let's put that in. What are you doing there? Let's go. Okay, let's go 1. Could this be a 2? Oh, hang on. Let's see. Let's go back out a little bit. Because I feel like I don't have enough data here. I like what you're doing here with the trend lines here, but let's go to maybe a 2 hour. Okay, well, so right now, this, if your B had been here, right, you might be thinking, oh, okay, there's the ABC of a B. With this, now it sort of looks like we've gone impulsive here, does it not? So the B seems less likely. Now, it could be up here, but if we're going to label that 1, 2, 3, 4, does it look like it's done? Not yet. Let's go to micro. Okay, all right, so we want to look for overlap here. We have some. Let's just put a line there. Do we need to rethink this? All right, well, so the first thing I would think is, okay, well, let's look at the swing high. Right, where did we go to a 50? So could this be a 2? Could this be a completed impulse here? Yeah, it could. It's not as good to do it this way because the 2 and the 4 don't really jive. Let's go to a 1 here, see if we get any further insight into that. It's not that far off, actually. But for a purist Elliottian, you'd be looking at this 2 relative to this tiny little 4. Doesn't quite have the right look, right? So you'd be a little reluctant there. Have me pause a little bit. Can we do it as a diag? It's just out of curiosity. So closes, it's just something to consider, right? It's, if we go close only, because really what you want is this. This is what you want. Are we accommodating our bias here? Possibly. I don't know that I would be overly upset, right? So since this is, for a purist, you're going to have issue with that, right? It's just a wick puncture here. Very easily could have been just a liquidity grab, right? You can see it, right? Was this just a grab of liquidity here, done twice? You got a big fair value gap sitting right here, right? So you can understand why there was action here. What is an imbalance? Really, you'd have to be up here. So I mean, it's noticeable overlap. I wouldn't change that count yet myself, right? I'm just okay, right? Again, don't try and make Elliott Wave perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But I prefer this to going up for the 5 to trying to wedge the 3-4 in here because this just has a better look, right? So you see me do this all the time, right? Just for my own reference, right? Does it have the right look? Yeah, it does. This is it's kind of a bummer. Let me just quickly come over here. This is my count on it. One of the things that if I pull this back here a little bit, make sure I'm all right here, that I'm leaning into. Let me go to a daily here. we haven't tagged that median line, right? And that's where I focus heavily, right? Because I know I have very high odds that we get there. So can we get there, right? If indeed, and I know it's hard to see in there, but if this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 1, right? Because I've got a completed impulse here and that's 2, I'm expecting this to go 3, right? 4, and eventually we're going to get to that median line because I know I have 80% probability of getting there. Now, 80% is not 100%. Don't, right? Just if it doesn't make it, like, oh, motherfucker, guy told me it was, it's 80%. Where else are you getting that? Nowhere. Option trading, maybe. You can get some 80%, right? Selling out of the money options. But for TA, that's the best odds there is. Period, 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 period. There is no other setup that has better odds. None. If there was, I promise you, I'd teach it to you all day long. There's not. That's from this right here. That remain as long as this pivot holds, I got 80% odds I get there. I will lean into the 80 rather than the 20. So how do I get there? Well, here's a 1, here's a 2. Looks like we're trying to get into another 1. Where would that 3, 4, 5 be? Way up here, right? 3 would get you right to the median line. We'd be up here. Oh, I should probably take that down. 1, 2. I know it's hard to see. It's always easier when it's your shit. All right. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I on? Femex? Here's the little, that's what we were just looking at. Wicks overlap that 1. Deal breaker. It's a judgment call. I mean, it really is. Some might say, well, okay, it can't be an impulse. So then you're going to try, can I get a diag in there? Maybe. Diag, you're really looking for a 50, which is not bad. 50 at the 1 through the 3, right? That's commonly where they'll retrace. So maybe it is a diag. Well, if it's a diag, what does that suggest? Wave 1. This is already 1, 2. If I'm going to get an impulse here, I need a 1, 2, 3. Right? Again, the decision maker is being laid out for you. If this is a 1, if this is a 1, I'm looking for a 2. I'm looking for an impulse, right? So sooner or later, the impulse has got to come. Where's my target? All right, 1618. Or excuse me, 100, right? So this would be, if I draw it, right? You don't have to if you're using that, right? It's right here. Right now, this is off of a 50, so it's not going to line right with the 1618, right? Like if it went golden zone. But this would essentially be your target box. We get up here to 502. Fuck yeah, I got a pretty good bag of this because this is infrastructure, right? This is not a fart coin. Not that millions haven't been made there. I don't touch that shit. I don't. I find it insulting, but doesn't mean you can't make money there. I just don't trade that shit. Okay, all right. So Zora, did I get all your stuff here? Did you have 2 on there? You're asking about Zora. Interested in the macro count on this Zora chart. Fuck, did you give me a Zora chart? This was you. Was there a Zora chart? I don't see it. Okay, I'll look. Maybe you posted below it. I think I saw you posted something else. You did. Okay, hang on, silent hand. Okay, so what you posted up here, where you're asking about Zora, was the SUI. Okay, right. So you're back to that 5 minute. I promise you, man. You'll have better. I know it's tempting to get down there. See, this is the thinking that happens. Oh, if I'm trading the 5 minute, man, my risk is going to be much lower. That's not the way to look at it. Your costs are going to be higher because you're going to be trading more. You're going to be changing your. You don't have the same bird's eye view of it. You get caught up in the shit, in the slop, right? Like what's the count here? Okay, 3, maybe you can get it here. So there's just going to be spots where you're like, fuck, there is no count there. It's not going to go from this daily to a 4 to a 1 to a 15 to a 5 and just be perfect on every time. It's just that's not realistic. This is an imperfection, right, of Elliott Wave, but it's all wick, right? So can you justify it? Well, yeah, okay, it's wicks, right? Probably running liquidity. Does it, fuck up the count? How much a purist are you? I'm not such a purist that I would change that. That's me, right? You got to make your own decision there. Okay, hang on a second. Let me get back here because silent hand. If you got Zora later, I'll get to it. Here's Wonks giving us, I used to call him Wonks, but he's one of my senseis. Copy link. He's also a master Elliottician. Let's see what he's thinking. All these guys, right? They have more Elliott training than I have. I just have more time in the market. He's a very, very good Elliottician. Oh, we're on the index here. 1 week index. Okay. I don't know, weekly here. So, into a triple here. He's a little bit bare. It's often these guys will post things as an alternate. This may not be his primary, but this is ultimately setting up for a deeper retracement. Why is that here? That's his 3. This will be, I don't know why he's on the index. Interesting. This will be a break of structure, right? That will be the break of structure here. Maybe that sets up the 3, right? Because of course, what do we anticipate on a break of structure? That will be, we would be looking for a retrace, right? Up, maybe we get the kick here to get up. So this is going to be, so he's playing it. It's a little funky. All right, I'm a little bit surprised at this count. He's playing this as an expanded B with the anticipation we're going to do this and come down for the C. Not sure I would keep that as my primary, but it's interesting. Well, not to be correcting my own team member here, but I'm not sure I'm in agreement with you on that one, Walks. And again, he may very well be. Let me get some of this market structure off there. Just posting up some alternate content size, some things to consider. Coming off the low here, I think we could all agree we've got a 5-3, right? So the 1-2 seems pretty solid. This isn't quite as far as you might anticipate, but this potentially could be getting a relabel. Why do I say that? Well, where do they usually go? If this is a 1 and this is a 2, we get it right on that. Get the other one right on it. So we get right down to it. Okay, do you see what's happening here? Can't make this shit up. This is the 1. This is the 2. Where did the 3s typically go? Got 96 years to check. 96 years, a billion charts, billion time frames. Where do they usually go? 1618, 175. Where are we? No, that doesn't mean we topped here. But it means I'm probably going to rethink this right here. I already want to move this up here. See, there's a great example, right? So that count was not accurate because of what's come here, right? Because clearly we have another 5 here. So talk about a high-class problem. Holy shit, that wasn't my 3. This is my 3. Fuck me. Oh, right, if you're long, God, maybe this will be so strong I can move the 3 up here because that's where they usually go. That's literally what just happened here. So can we accommodate that? Well, you'd have to dig the 1-2 out of this. So yeah, you can. It's going to be a little abnormal, right? To do something like, I guess you'd have to do WXY. No, ABC. It looks like you can get a 5 out of that. It doesn't really matter at this point, right? Because I've got a rip-roaring 5 coming out of that, right? So there's no disputing what just happened here, right? We came off of this pivot, bam. They don't get any prettier than that. That's fucking world-class TA porn right there. Boom, look at that. 1, pause 2, up 3, pause 4, boom. That's just marvel. Just marvel at it. That something, thought up in 1934. Look how relevant that is, 2025, in the age of AI, and it's just right in your face, right? You can't deny it. Much as people like to, right? Some fucking Elliott Wave bullshit. You can't deny that. Okay, is it a little funky down here? Yeah, but crypto's kind of known for funky twos, right? Just because when they go so fucking fast, right? And then they just you blow out all the shorts, right? And this covering here, you think there was some short covering here? Yeah, I fucking guarantee you there was. So again, is this perfect? I don't fucking know. That may have to do it here, right? Is that perfect? No. I don't expect it to be perfect. I expect it to guide me based on the price action. Is that helping me? Yeah, it's helping me. 1, 2. Let's take this up. Let's make this a little beefier. Let's go to, here we'll go to intermediate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Doesn't mean we're done. Let's go to daily here. Now, if you're sitting here, it's just, come on. You think maybe there's some liquidity up there? What will that be? That would be a fucking major break of structure. Boom. What are we waiting for? Where's the opportunity, right? If you're not long now, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for the 4 to get on board. It's not that complicated, really. It's just okay. We already got to change this, right? I mean, this is so fucking steep. Right? Again, these are some high class problems. I mean, you can barely draw anything here. It's just fucking raging bull. Why, right? You know, there's plenty of, little fundamental, just, do a little research as to why, right? It's a little bit more than just more buyers and sellers, right? It's, the tokenization is coming, right? But we've been talking about it for 5 years, right? It's now actually happening. It's no longer, well, shit, maybe they are going to do that stuff. Maybe DeFi is going to be a real thing. Maybe they are going to start to tokenize traditional assets. Where are they going to do it? Ethereum, Solana, they're going to do it on the rails, right? This is a rail to make that happen. That's why it's going up, because crypto is no longer, in the, the early adopter phase, right? It's going mainstream, right? Fuck whether you watch MSNBC or Bloomberg right now, it's part of the dialogue. It's no longer, well, that crazy crypto stuff. Again, half of Trump's wealth is in crypto. You don't think he's going to make sure crypto keeps going? You better fucking believe it, he is. He's making $1 billion a month since he took the oath of office. $1 billion a month. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares if it's corrupt. Nobody really cares. As long as crypto keeps going up. As long as the markets keep going up. Take it all you want, Donald. As long as we get to run and come in on the ride. Democracy? Who fucking cares, right? Just, are we making money? Are we at war? Who cares? Take all you want. Just let us run on your coattails. Oops, that's me getting political. Sorry. Wonks, I'm going to beg to differ with you, but I appreciate the alternate, right? The alternate idea here. I'm just not saying that this couldn't happen. Just saying that's not how I would approach it. Personally, right? I think we're wham bam, 3, 4, 5's coming. The last thing you'd have to think there is like, what would we be completing there? Is this 1, 2, 3? Well, let's go to log scale. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now this is where we get into some bull porn, right? If this is 1, 2, let's just do it this way. Right? If this is 1 and this is 2, right? Now it doesn't look this right because we're in, if I take it out, right? Oh, okay, that could be a 2, right? Right, but when you're in log scale, you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's too shallow. No, 1, 2. All right, what's this? Another 1? Could another 1, right? What? There's no reason not to think that. Is the potential there with the tokenization of the entire fucking global economy and all the assets that go with it? Couldn't this be a 1, 2? Is that real? Look where we are here. That's insane. When I remember fucking jumping up and down. I couldn't fucking believe Bitcoin got to $5,000. I was calling people like, oh my God, you got to see, it's at $5,000. We're about to be at $125,000. So is this possible? Am I saying that's where it's going? No. Is it possible? Fuck yes, it's possible. Now, that could take, it could be 2030 before it gets there. But is it possible? Well, there's nothing to say here. Oh, no way. There's no way that could be. No way. Way. Pretty fucking good looking impulse. Right, so this would be, an alert, right? Why? Because what you're anticipating there is the break of structure, right? You think there's some shorts here? That's why often you'll get the kick up. You're like, hey, man, I thought you told me it was going to retrace. Well, first they're going to run all that liquidity and get these people heartbroken who thought, oh, God, it's going down. Ethereum, it's all bullshit. Remember how long when was that? 21? We've been waiting for this range to break. Right now, we haven't done it yet. There's no reason to not think that. None. Nothing here would suggest that that's not the most probable outcome. Not guaranteed, just probable. Okay, let's go to Griff. Hey, Griff. Griff's really, I love it when I can watch these guys progress, right? I can see their skills getting better and better. So let's see what he's thinking here on, I don't even know what he's got. What did he give me? SUI. Okay, so this is his SUI. I didn't get your SUI. Oh, shit. What did I do there? Let's copy link. Let's try again. Okay. Let's see if he's similar to what I'm thinking on SUI. Griff, I'm not getting it. SUI. So maybe Griff, I think he's... Is that French I'm seeing there? Let me see if I just do it this way, if I can get your SUI. I don't know what exchange you want. Can't see your charts. Yeah, I don't know what to do there. Chris, see if you can post again, because I'm not. Is this the one you gave me? Hang on, one more try. I'm just trying to see if that's what you gave me. Yeah, I keep getting your ARB. Your 15-minute ARB. One more try here. Copy link. Let's try that one. Is that the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. Okay, Griff, do this for me if you would, if you're watching, and I think usually you are. Post your SUI again, even though I think we just looked at it, because I want to see what you're looking at. I don't know why I can't get it, man. I don't know what. Well, let's see. If I do it here, no, those are going to be the same. If I copy this on Binance, maybe you're doing it on Binance. Let me try that. SUI USDT on Binance. Am I going to get yours? I might. Yeah, looks like I did. Okay, let's go to daily. All right, got there eventually. Oh, don't know what's going on there. That's kind of interesting. Nice note. Thank you. Yeah, it was kind of nice. We went to the Bahamas. I went to this place that, I don't know, we had a points deal, kind of a thing, called Atlantis. I went with my wife. I wouldn't call it a romantic getaway. It was a lot of kids. I wouldn't go back, but, we had good weather. We made the most of it. Anyway, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you're thinking that, Griff, right? So just stay with me now. 5, 3, 5. Right now, okay, right. So we just looked at something like this, right? Is this overlap too much? Well, that's pretty, we're beyond wicks now, right? So what I would want here to be sure, right? So if you're going to break a rule, be sure that you're breaking the rule. That's pretty deep, right? And the problem is that you've got impulse after impulse, right? That's what makes this a little trickier in terms of, could it be a diag or could it be a 1, 2? Well, let's see what our thought process here, right? 1, 2, not going to be 3, most likely, right? In this context, because that overlap is too much. That's too much to go, well, it's just a wick, right? Maybe talk yourself into it. So what you might think there, it just as an alternate, right, to consider. Now, I'm not saying this is what it is, right? I'm just saying, like, my first thought would be, it's not going to be the 3. All right, that's not going to be the 4. what would you think, right? And just in process of elimination, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So, okay, well, where do twos usually go? Right, and we're kind of back to where we just were, right? Okay, well, that would be a little skinny. You know, again, the market's not obligated to do anything, right? It's just where do they usually go? Okay, what do I, maybe 1, 2, 1, 2. You know, at this point, you kind of have to make accommodation for both because you can't be sure what you have here. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? If it's another 1, 2, right? It's all the more bullish, right? Thanks for that. If SU has been done already, you can. Oh, I see what you want. Now you want the ARB. Okay, so as long as you're clear that okay, you can't call this as you can't go impulse, zigzag, or fuck whatever we have here. 5, 3, 5, 3. You can't do that and call it a dyad, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? It may be better. Okay, so let's go to your ARB here. Let's see. I guess I can do it here since we did a lot of USDT. Let's go to that. Mine looks like he trades on Binance. And let's go to. Oh, this is kind of. I don't know. I didn't know you could do that. I don't even know how you're doing that. Okay, so that's neither here nor there. Okay. Okay, where are we with ARB, right? So let's get this one. I'm going to move that just a little bit. Okay, I like what you're doing here because essentially what he's doing is isolating blocks of consolidation, right? So again, nothing to do with the markets. We know this, right? From the fucking Big Bang Theory, right? From consolidation comes expansion. Right? That's how the markets move. Consolidation, expansion, right? It's just over and over and over, right? So you can think price discovery. We don't know. We're sitting in a range here, and then we do, you know, price discovery takes it up here, right? You think maybe Al's involved there? You tell me. Well, let's get it right on there. All right, Al involved? Al's always involved, right? That's why I didn't even look. I don't have to. I know it's there. Before I even drew it, I knew it was going to be there. I can eyeball it. Now you say, well, but it's not that. It was the secondary pivot. Okay, well now it's just to the tick. How do we know it's now go? Where does it go? Damn near. You know, you didn't take a lot of heat, you know, on that trade. Again, I cannot make this shit up. Can't do it, right? All I'm doing is just every time I get on here, I'm just showing it to you. So, and you go, oh, but fuck, man, that's hindsight. So the next time it's right here, you go, oh, you know, that's probably a pretty low risk trade I could take there. That's why I do it, right? So you can go, oh shit, man, I could probably take that, put the stop on the 707 and have my target down here and have a nice 5-to-1 trade here with very little risk, right? That's what makes a trader, right? That recognizing, yeah, I know, fuck, you know, I'm a bull, but you know, that's a technical hard on right there. Additionally, what else is there? Oh, fuck. Let's see. I can't do that. Oh, he's probably got them locked. I'm going to unlock that, and I'm going to hide that. Just to showcase this, right? Again, I haven't drawn this ahead of time. I don't know. When you're here, what do we have here? Golden corner pocket. What do we know about a golden corner pocket, right? When we ever put the median lines, 80% probability we get there. There, right? In your face, right? Can't deny it. Can't call bullshit on it. There it is, right in your face. So what do we think we have here? Well, okay, maybe that's a 1. Looks decent on the 2. Right? Pretty deep, right? It's not like it doesn't happen, right? Now remember, 80%, once it's burnt, once it's hit, it's burned, right? It's not like it's, oh, we still got 80%. No, one-time use. So we can take that off. We can take all of this off. Take that off. Now, when I take that off, now remember, this is the easiest thing to forget. Al is going to be there on both sides, always and forever and ever. Always going to be there. Right? So, tension here, right? Hitting a 50. That's where an algo is going to start. It's going to start selling it. There's not some guy sitting there going, well, I better hit the sell button here. No. It's all just software, right? It's going to do it just in the same way it would do the buy side here, right? Look, you got 50 on here. You can just look at it, right? You can see this happening, right here. This side, right? That's two pieces of software fighting with each other right there. I promise you, whoever's behind it does not care which side wins. They just be there. Where does it get stopped out? Close on the other side of the 65. Right, which I say not because I've sat with the programmers, just many, many years of watching this. 50 to 50, 50, 50, 50. So it's just a little fib fight. So how do you know? How would you have? Well, fuck, man. If I don't know, how do I trade it? Well, do we have any context? Right. Well, things we know. Right. We begin and we end in fives. Well, do we have a 5 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potential why something has ended here. It's not guaranteed. We could go lower. That's never what I'm saying. But we begin and it's foundational Elliott theory, right? We begin and we end in fives. Right. So do I have a potential ending here? Yes, I do. Right. Do I have a great looking 5? Well, it's probably diag. That's not super sexy, but it's doable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's close enough. Maybe probably get yourself into there. It depends, right? This may end up being a diag, right? Because this is a candidate. All of this you could be relabeling here. I'm not sure I need that down there anymore. This is potentially relabeled. Actually, I'm going to do this. It's not an impulse. Diag, it's okay, maybe. Right now, right? So what do I need this to be here? Right? So let's go down to a 3 hour. Right, to say, is there a trade here, right? Is there enough here, right? Because you want to be really fucking picky about where you trade, right? Where do you put money at risk? You don't want to just wham, bam, oh, fuck it, let's go for it. Right, now that's just you're jonesing for dopamine, right? That's all that's happening, right? You just want some action. Be picky. Coming out of the hole here, you might be able to get yourself into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So it looks like you got an impulse here. But then it breaks down again. So what's the alternate? Right? How do we deal with it? Well, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like a pretty good impulse. A, B, C, right? 5, 3. What fact, man? You're talking about 5s and 3s. Well, here we go. Okay. What do we do? 50. Where do they usually go? Right? If you think you've got a 1 and you're looking for the 2, where's the highest probability location for a wave 2? Right here. Again, get 96 years of where do they usually go? Where can we identify? Look at the algo participation here. We go. It's literally tick to tick from the 50. Here's the target to the tick. Now you say, well, yeah, we go higher here, but there's the reaction. That's how we know this is an algo. That's how we know it right here. Boom, reaction. Now it goes again. Okay, great, no problem. Now what do we do? Next 50. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, right? Do I have an impulse here? Yes, I do, right? So it's not like, oh, fuck, God, I hope it's an impulse. Yep, there it is. Now, we don't know that top is in. I got an impulse. But I can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's too deep. It's too much an overlap. So what could it be? Let's get this. I'm going to change this color here. Oh. That'll probably work, right? You don't want to call a top here, right? We don't have any signs that we absolutely have a top yet. We don't know. All right, it's still going. Let's get that off of here. 1, 2. I don't fucking love it, right? But you're kind of stuck with it, right? So let's take this up just a couple of degrees, right? Just to make it easier. 1, 2. Impulse. 5. Do we have a 5? Yes, we have a 5. Did it follow with a 3? Yes, we have a 3. Did it follow with a 5? Yes, we have a 5. Right? Again, sometimes I feel like I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence, right? You just have to see it over and over again to where you're like, oh, fucking A, come on, right? Are you kidding me? Over and over and over again, right? So you're kind of stuck with this. Oh, 1, 2, 3. It's not pretty. I don't love that, right? It's not their best price action, but again, don't expect it to be perfect. Is this valid, right? Could this be 1, 2, 1, 2? The 2 here is right. It's mighty thin, but okay. But based off of this, what else are you going to call it? That's an impulse. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. Oh fuck, we'd probably do it. You probably do it here, right? It almost doesn't matter, right? So at this point, the labeling, okay, is it an impulse? Probably an impulse. Okay, so I can put a 1 here. 1, 2. And oh, God, maybe it'll go right to the 50. It's 50 to the tick. Okay. Well, what's this, right? Could that be 3? Could be, right? Where do they usually go? If that's the 2, wouldn't you want to put your 3 up here? Is that going to be that? 1, 2. Okay, so I don't have a golden corner, but I do have a corner. All right, already got it. You see, it's just, again, that's why I do these week after week, right? And after a while, you're like, Jesus, man, can we not have some new material? Why do you want new material? Is this not good enough for you? Is that 80% kick right there? That's not good enough? No, I want the new shit, not the old shit. You want the shit that works. I don't like that word, works. You want the shit that you can understand, right? That you can look at historically, day after day after day, and see it. That doesn't mean you're not going to have more losers than winners. I would never tell you. Everybody does, right? I do by a mile, right? That's not the key. The point is not to be right. You hear me say this all the time. It's to be profitable. Who cares about being right? Are you profitable? So if that's it, if we've completed the impulse here, which we cannot say, right? Because market's not obligated to do anything here just because it hit the median line. It's just fulfilling that probability there. Okay, well, if this is 1 and that's 2, that's likely not going to be 3. Could be, right? Well, maybe we have a monster kicker in the 5th. But what's more probable here, right? Again, as you're looking at this, it's about, well, it sounds stupid to say it. What do they usually do? If that's the 1, well, we just had a break of structure here, right? Break of structure, right? Here, look at it this way, just to kind of reinforce this. What happened here? That's a break of structure. Boom. I'm assuming you see that, right? So you get the swing. Here's the swing right now. Which side is going to break? This side or this side? That's forever and ever. That's all you could. That's the only decision you're making. Is it going to hold, or we're going to break down here? Well, if it holds, I wonder if it'll hold at the 50. Where does it hold? 50 to the tick, right? So we just had another break of structure. Well, the context starts to matter here. So I've got a 5 followed by a 3. Then I get another 5 that hits a median line that includes a break of structure. What am I, if this is complete, right? Again, if it's complete, what am I anticipating now? Well, 3. Not what do I know, what do I anticipate? Well, let's say if that's a 2, where do those 2s usually go? ARB seems to like the 50s. What? Oh, I don't want short, I want long, right? So got a target up here. I like to use the 707, a few ticks below. There's 11 to 1. Now, we are not anticipating here the again to the median line. Now that can be a target, but the 80% has been burned here. So you'd have to draw another one to get those odds back. So, and we don't have it here yet. This could go golden, there's no telling, right? This could go, we could do this. There's no guarantee. But I could draw that again and get another 80%. Could be here, could be here, could be here. I've seen it take years to get there on a weekly chart, but get there it does. 35 to 1. If you got that, let me give that a little bit more room. 17 to 1. Maybe one to get on your watch list, maybe. Just a thought, right? So there, okay, is it ripe right now today where you can say, fuck, I'm so glad I got down that watch. God, I saw that live stream. You're going to have to wait here, right? And this, we don't know where that's going, but I would certainly keep an eye on it, right? Because you don't want to come back and just go, oh, motherfucker, God, I had that lined up ready to go and I just forgot to check. It happens to me all the time. That's why you see, I tell you all the time, right? I'll set alerts based off stuff I see in these live streams because I can't track everything. Okay, Griff, thanks for those. Thought you were tied with XRP. If XRP gets to $10, I may. I certainly, that would be a home run for me. It's my second biggest bag. Okay, thanks for that comment, Rajiv. Depeche, oh, love Depeche's work. He's got Polkadot up here. I was just reading something about them, aka Matic. Let's see what he's looking at here. Okay, let's go. Let's leave that. Oh, I was just reading this morning that the Trump coin they're using this quite a bit to, hide what they're doing. Okay, so, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Depeche is a very skilled Elliottician, right? So I always tell you guys, pay attention to what he's doing, look at his work, right? So first thing, you can look at this and go, well, who fucking cares about all this shit back here? Fuck it, we're over here. Because it's building the story, right? The market is always telling you a story, right? So right? It's the detail, right? It's the okay, leading diag into the 1. Okay, the 2 sounds good. Here's the impulse. So I got 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. 3, right? Now you go, oh, what the fuck? That's not just an ABC. Well, yeah, right? That's where the complexity is in Elliott Wave, right? It's in the retracements where you can get I got a triple zigzag, upside down pineapple cake, right? It looks like, oh, Jesus Christ. But at the end of the day, it's really just a 3. It's just a 3. It's just there's some complexity to it. ABC, ABC, ABC. But he's nailed it all. Right, so when it comes over here, he's like, I'm right on this motherfucker. I know right where it is. So when I come to this golden zone, I'm comfortable taking the risk here because I've tracked this fucker all the way to that point. Now, we're right here. You're not there yet. So, this one option he has, I don't have to tell him. But you could certainly draw some median lines here. Now, again, I cannot make this shit up. Now, look what happens here. Right, so we go right, boom. There's your 80%. Now I may be off here a little bit. 80% realized. And look, it ticks it. Retrace. So next time, wouldn't you want to pay attention to that? Next time you see it? Right now, if you do one and it gets stopped out, well, that fucking shit doesn't work. Because I got stopped out. Right? Oh, whenever I do it, I get stopped out. That's how losers think. Yeah, we wicked below the golden zone here. May have lost the algo here. I had to do A, B, C there. Just out of curiosity, because the algo is going to do it this way. It doesn't care about your expanded B. There's a 50. Target 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can get this out of here, right? Because that 50% has been burned. 5, 3. 5. Kind of waiting, right? So do you want to buy it up here? Well, we just had a little break of structure. What are you anticipating? Retrace. See how I start repeating myself over and over again, which is kind of the point, right? It's just the same shit over and over and over. It's not why it moves, it's how it moves. Right? The fundamentals, that's why it moves. TA is how it moves. So you hear again things I say all the time. The technician's first assumption is that all the fundamentals that can be known at this moment in time are factored into that price. So we can focus on the technicals, right? Because it's going up fundamentally. The TA is not why it's going up. The T is how it goes up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a 5 after a 3, right? We begin and we end in 5s, right? So 5, 3, right? And I have a 5 in that C leg here. So we're going up 1. Where, again, where do they usually go? This would be a very shallow 2. It's not like it doesn't happen. But, I would miss that ride because I'd be looking for it down here. I'll just put mine up here. All right. So I'd be looking for it down here. That's where he's got it. Right? So you might look at this and think, well, wait a minute. We've already got a new high. That doesn't make any sense. Well, sure. This could be A, B. We're going to go down for a C. Could be we're going to have just a very shallow 2. Oh, fuck me. I can't get that thing out of there. ABC could be. Crypto, The shallow twos, I shouldn't shock you, right? After a while, you're like, well, it's kind of here. So it's a little bit funky though, because this would be a little deeper, even though that looks like it's a 707. And then we go, so why? Just for reference, 707. Where does that come from? That's the square root of 50, right? That's why it's a factor. Okay, one, you want it down here. That's where you want it, but you may not get it. So what to do? Well, one thought is, okay, this could go higher. This could be this. We could be rearranging this. The 5's up here, the 3's up here, the 4's here. And again, a very high class problem. If you're a bull here, oh shit, I got to move my 5 up, right? Because it's still going. You still, once he gets there, you would do this. 5. Where do they usually go? Depending on how high that goes. Which he's kind of laid out here for you, right? He's kind of showing you, okay, if this is going to be the 2, oh, okay, we're going for the 3, right? But if it's going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, if this is going to be the 5, okay, well, we need a 1. Don't look like we have any candidate for a 1. It's just straight fucking up, right? It's just, so I don't really have a 1, right? So it makes you think, oh, if that's the 4, this is the 4, and this is the 2, right? Remains, there's no way to know. You're going to have to give this more price action. So what can you say objectively here? Well, I just broke structure. Whether it's a change of character or a break of structure, it's still a break of structure. You still just swept a pivot. Where's the next pocket of liquidity likely to be, right? Fucking here. 3, 4. Oh, where's that 5 going to be? Here? Could be. Doesn't look like it though, right? That's a 2 hour. Let's go down to a 30. See if there's any glimmer. Maybe you could get it here. This is why you'd go a little bit lower on the. This looks like you're here. It could be, right? Could be you're done. Let's go to micro here. Could be. 1, 2. It's a gorgeous. No. That's not a great looking 3. But you really don't have a lot of other choices here in terms of if you're trying to get that into a 5, right? This 3, maybe, right? You go down to a 2 minute, maybe you can dig it out of there. You could have to do a flat here. So, Jesus, it's just consolidation, right? Really, what do we see here, right? We stop progressing the trend, right? 4 is usually the easiest thing to spot, right? We stop progressing the trend. We stall. Are we going up? Are we going down? All right? Is it ABC or is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Break of structure. What do we anticipate? Retrace. You want to buy it here, right? Is there a worse place to buy it? No. That's the worst possible place to buy it. Worst. I'm not saying that can't go higher. I'm just saying that's an inexperienced place to be a buyer. Because the whole time, right, you're going, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have bought that. All the joy of trading is now you're just a stress bomb. I knew I shouldn't have done, fuck, I don't want to buy the high, and fuck. You don't want that. And then if it's a winner, it's even worse because you'll do it again. And if it's a loser, you're like, then the mental punishment, like, fuck, I'm such a dumbass. Why did I do that? I know better than that, right? That's just... You just start beating yourself up, right? And it's very hard to pull the trigger the next time, right? So you want to just stay away from it. Let it go. If you miss it, you fucking miss it. There'll be another one. That's great work, Depeche. Always appreciate your work. There's no trade here, right? You're going to have to wait. You got to wait for the retrace. Or, new price action, right? Maybe we fly up here and then you're waiting for this. You got to wait. That's the thing, right? Otherwise, it's just FOMO. Xanactose. God, that sounds like medication you got to take. Don't forget to take your Xanactose. If I'm saying that right. He's giving me AERO. That must be a new member, I think. AERO to the dollar. ETH correction is imminent. With that last 5, correction, right? It's what we want, right? We wait. We if you're trading what we teach, you're living and dying on the correction, right? You're waiting for the correction. Got a long time to get there. Let me get it here. Okay, so this, I don't think I've ever seen this one. Aerodrome. Okay, that's too much. I got to change that. My brain won't handle that. Okay. Oh, some nice work here. Xenactos. It's obviously well trained, studied. Very much like Depeche, right? It's building conviction, right? The whole way. Like, say, fuck, there's the 5, there's the 3, there's the 5, there's the 3, there's the 5. Oh, we complete up here. There's the 3, perfect, right to the tick, to the fit. You see, it doesn't matter what asset it is. It's the same shit over and over again. It's exactly the same shit. I don't care what it is. Aerodrome to the NASDAQ to Tesla to you name it, doesn't fucking matter. They all trade exactly the same way. 5-3, 5-3, right? Algo. Here's the market. Sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself to the point of being, oh Jesus, come on, man. All right, so here's a tricky one, right? In a little bit, right? There's no disputing, right? After the fact. Now, once it's done, there's no disputing. We had an impulse and a correction, right? There's no disputing, right? We end in the 5, right at the 50, and we launch with a 5, right? Now I've got a 3. But it's getting a little tricky here because look how close this is. Oh, yeah, well, not this. Right, we get, ooh, right, gets a little skinny there. Valid 2, right? Well, it's crypto 2 is always the wild card. You're either gonna have a shallow 2 or a deep 2, right? Sometimes, right, you get them right to the tick, right? So here's 5-2. Now, what does that mean? That means that from here, we still have 80% probability as long as this pivot holds. This pivot breaks, change. We had it here. Oh, technically that's a miss. I'm right on it, which looks like I am. That's a miss. Right, so still a target, right? Still a valid target, although you probably check on multiple exchanges, right? Did we get there? That's pretty fucking close, right? That's probably close enough for rock and roll. All right, mighty close right there, right? But where's the algo target? Right here, right? Didn't. Oh yeah, maybe it didn't get there. Let's see. It did over here, right? So eventually it got this target and this target, right? Got them all. Okay, so that's off. This is still on, although that's 1, 2, and it looks pretty good. Now, what I would do with that is I would just hide it, but don't forget that it's there, right? Because this still there. You could indeed draw another one, but once they get this deep, right? The problem is it's too easy to get there, right? You don't want them that deep, actually. It's the wrong tool for the job there. It's too deep. It's too easy to get there. But per Elliott analysis, remember, it's still 80% probability we get here as long as this pivot holds. So here, I mean, we're kind of past the threat of that pivot breaking. Although it's, trading principle number 4 is failure to get there. It sets up a move equal to or greater than, pretty damn close. Didn't get there, right? So still alive and kicking on that potential. What could this be? Can we get it? It's a little skinny in there. Because you would need another ABC in each of those. That's a 4. Let's go to a 2. I'm assuming, right, as good as this work is, that he's worked his way through this. We get a 3. There's the overlap. 3. This, shit. Let's go to a 30. There, you could probably wedge it. Right? There are times where you're just, again, don't expect it to be perfect in every swing. What's implied here? I might do it slightly differently because I see this as the third. You'd lose the overlap, right? So I see what he's doing. Overlap, per Elliott Wave International, not required anymore. So does it matter? I might consider that. Cleans it up a little bit. Otherwise, you got to do your ABC. You got to pull a little bit of an Elliott shuffle in there. Try and do it like that. Maybe you get away with that, right? Does it matter, right? So that's the question, right? Does it matter? Probably not at this point in time. This is such a clean zigzag, right? So we get a 5, 3, 5. Get a good pivot down here. 1, 2. Looks like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 1, 2 is good there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you draw it up and you think, okay, does it have the right look? That's why I do this. Perfect? No. Right, the 2 to the 4. It's not perfect, right? It's, again, perfect is not the goal, but does it give you pause to say, well, I'm reluctant to trade it? Well, the alternate would be that you've completed here, that you did something like this, right? That would be your alternate. But then that's not deep enough to have you thinking 2, right? It looks so much like a 4. You might just be, again, you know, crypto's ripping. 2s are going to be tiny. Tiny 2s. Well, bottom line here, right? You this is an impulse here, and if it's the 3, does that make sense? Well, okay, let's measure, right? Why wouldn't you measure, right? It takes what, 20 seconds? Where do they usually go? Where are we? Right, again, I cannot make this shit up. Can't do it. I don't know that I've ever looked at this before. Did I need to? Is it technical? Does it trade like everything else we've looked at? Yeah, it does. What would you be anticipating? It's like they came down for this order block. 1, 2, 3, 4. That could have more to go. Have another kick in it. Just because we made the 1618 doesn't mean we have to stop there. But that retrace there is kind of interesting, right? Right. What is that telling you, right? That technical precision, right? When we do this over and over again, we traders, we're not that precise because we're often driven by emotion. What can be that precise? Software, right? Algorithms. That's why they use them, right? To remove the emotion. Well, there's no reason not to anticipate the next that we've got a 4. You have a, again, put it all together. Do we have a break of structure here? Yes, we do. Break of structure up. What are we anticipating, right? We're waiting for the 4. Right? That's your next trade opportunity. Let's go to a 2-hour here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, where would you think that 5 is going? Right, could we go there? Up to the 2618? Why? I mean, that's pretty clean fib, right? And then you got, let's put it all in context, right? Let's try and see if we have some confluence of overlap zones. If this is the 1 and this is the 2, where are we looking for that to go? Where's the bigger target for that 3? Oh, look where that median line is. Could we go that high? Well, why not? Well, this going up higher. 1, 2. You see what I'm pulling off of? Whoops. The first 1, 2. Remember, right? If that's a 1, 2, the impulse here in that 3 is not optional. It must happen, or your analysis is wrong, right? I'm not saying the market is obligated to do that. If we're analyzing it here with an Elliott Wave hat on, then the impulse here is not optional. And I've got to have a 1, 2. Oh. Well, if this is a 1, 2, I've got to have an impulse here. It's not optional. It must happen, or this analysis is incorrect. You got to relabel it, rethink it, right? It happens all the time. Just because it's set up here now doesn't mean it can't change. It just means right now, all these targets up here are perfectly valid. Let's go to a 4 here. Where's the next major look? Is that the all-time high? Let's find out. Nope, it's not. That possible? Jeez, I gotta get way. 3. Look. Let's get it right on there. That's unusual, right? It's true double. That they didn't sweep that, that's maybe some liquidity sitting up there. That's shocking, right? That they didn't get it. They being the algos. So if we're going to get up here, you're going to sweep. You're going to have a double. That's pretty much a double sweep up here, where you're going to break that structure. Well, do you see how that could, right? Now, we don't know. But you see how that can play right into this. If we get a 4 into the 5, break that structure. That's a structure break. What would we anticipate? Retrace to the 4 to get the 5, which would be the 3, which would set up the 4, which would set up the 5, right? Get that median line. If you don't get it here, you still got a chance to get it here. Now look where we are. We're at October, November. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good one. Good one, Xenactos. Very nice, right? Very nice work. I love the detail. Right, shows he's right. He's not just going up. Fuck it. Let's just, I don't know. Maybe that's a 1, 2. Right. He's putting some effort into it. Right. That little effort pays off. Pilgrim wants Dogecoin. Oh, where are you? I got him. It's not mine. Hang on, I'll find it over here. I think it's over here. I've got now Pilgrim. Here we go. Looks like we got a B going up here. There's the daily. I'm on the aggregator here, so it's all the indexes. It's not index specific. Well, the ABC here is probably not in dispute. That would have to be an A. That's not great here. So we got, that looks like a 5. I don't really see anything here that gets me jonesing for a trade, other than we came up here and looks like a little front run on that. Looks like you could do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd have to do that as just a little baby AB to make that flat fit. Now, is that a force fit? Could be. But you got to work with what's there. 3 or 5? How am I doing on time? Holy shit. 105. Oh, I'm good. That's a 5 for sure. You might have to do it here. You might be able to do it here. A closer look at that. I think that's why I haven't looked at this in a while. I think that's why I had the A here. So candidate here for a B. Now, is that an impulse? Could be. One thought is, when you're not sure, right, where you're like, oh, fuck, I don't know what the hell is going on here. No trade. Why would you gamble on something if, like, motherfucker, I don't know what I see here. I don't know what it's doing. What can I say with certainty? What can I see that's objective? Not like, I'm not sure about that count. Well, did we come up here and it looks like we ran a little bit of liquidity up here on this pivot. Oh, we doubled on it. That looks like it's just waiting there to get run. This is going to have to be a double. That looks more like an ABC, right? If we're trying to fill that in, I'd have to do it here as a little micro trunk, because that's just wicks here, because that's clearly a 5. There's no getting around that 5. That's an impulse. 3, a little sloppy on that finish. Which, okay, so when you're really like, what the fuck is the first thing that pops into my head is, oh, could we be in a triangle? it may not fit, right? So, why do I have this down here? I don't remember. You'd be thinking something along these lines here. A, B, C looks more probable there. I'll tell you what, right? When I can't see it, I don't trade it. I just come back to it, right? It's like, okay, it's something. If I know 3, 3, 3, 3. I don't know what we got here. No trade. Now, if you're in it, that's I know I feel you're the buzzkill there. Like, oh, come on, man. You have no edge here, really. You got a box. We can just do it this way, right? We can say, okay, from that low to that high. If I pull this over here, there's no edge, no clear count. Something has to finish here, right? We got to get a clue. The market hasn't revealed enough, right? So if this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, it's some sort of an additional 3, because it looks like we're making 3s here. If we're going to do that, could that be the B and then we set up the C? Yep, could be. But there's not enough there for me to have any conviction into where we're going next. Okay, we could say, oh, we swept the high here, right? Okay, swept it. That would be a little internal break of structure, retrace. I got nothing there to say trade it. I would just hold it, right? If you're in it, depending on where you're long from, well, you wouldn't want to see this stop get pulled, right? Because if this is some sort of corrective action here, right, it would be likely the next target would be down here to sweep the liquidity here, because they didn't get it on this one. So this pivot here would be a clear target, but just, right, we've got, I mean, you could even do it this way. Let's take it out of log scale. Does that help us today? Not really. Maybe that's an impulse. But you're kind of thinking B here. Sorry, man. There's just nothing there that I can really say. Okay, time to look at it here. Are we technical here? You got a little break. Get it there. A little break on that. So it's just too sloppy. My view, hold. Let the market reveal itself a little bit more. It will. It always does. Pilgrim, aren't you? I think you're over on the TDI side more. But just kind of see your handle there. Cryptogenis giving me AAVE. Copy link. Jeez, I got my guys hitting me up left and right here. So while I load that, hang on a sec. See what these guys are saying. Remember. Did I say DEX? I may have misspoken. I got George correcting me. SEX is centralized exchange. DEX. Maybe I misspoke. Could have. SU and Pengu. We have this. Waka. Sorry, fell asleep. Now he's in Georgia, so his totally different time frame. Pengu is what we're getting from X. Okay, what is that? I don't know why. I don't know. I keep hearing about it. I don't know what the fuck it is. Pengu. I hear people are making money with it. That's what I hear. So we'll look at it. Okay, that's the request from X. Shit, hang on. I gotta get back to where I was. AAVE. Okay, hang on. Let me see. Oh shit, Cryptogenis. He gave me a whole lot there. Okay. All right, what are we looking at first here? First up, hang with me, guys. It's AAVE. AAVE is lower right. No. Shit, where's your lower left? Okay, here it is. Oh, this looks good. All right, I'm going to do this just for my own brain. Oh, I would change that color myself, right? I like to rotate colors, but that's my own little idiosyncrasy, just so I don't get lost, right? And I would, again, I would probably brighten that up a little bit, because it's easy to get lost, right? And then you're just wasting time. I'm gonna. Oh, I already did this, right? So we're good here. I go to indicators last, because I don't want them to influence my just pure TA. Right? I'll go there for confirm. 1, 2. It looks pretty good. Do we have an impulse? Yes, we do. Do we have a good retrace into the 4? Yes, we do. Is it within the channeling that is so critical Elliott Wave? Yes, it is. Do we get an ABC? Do we get a 5 followed by a 3? Yes, we do. Do we get a 1, 2, 3? Yes, we do. I mean, what shit? You don't need me for this. I would make that bigger. 1, 2. I feel like... Do we get a 5 followed by a 3, followed by a 5, followed by a 3, followed by a 5? Yes, we do. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that 4 could still be cooking. Again, do you want to... This is... Well, you can see it here. Right? It's a little bit cleaner here. It's a little bit cleaner on that side. I'd rather this stalled a little bit here, right? Because this is just a simple little 3. The guideline, not a rule, guideline of alternation might have you looking for, okay, I want this to take a little bit longer. It's too quick right here. Plus it's just straight down. I'm on a 60, right? That's not enough. You see, you could take it there and think, oh God, it's so strong, right? It's just going to go this. It's just going to do this. Maybe. But that's abnormal. What would be more what does retail think? Retail is going to buy it there, right? Because they're not thinking, oh God, that's likely going to have a 3 here. Not saying that's what's going to happen, right? But again, what do they usually do? What do they usually look like? Or just some consolidation here before we blast again. A triangle, flat, something. You see, you're going below the 60, right? You can start to fake yourself out, like, oh yeah, ABC, there it is. Careful of that. Let's see, is Al there? He might be. You tell me. Well, looks like we got a wick through. Just a hair. But just with that right there, how would you label that? Just at first glance, wouldn't your thought be this? For a cleaner 4? Now, we don't know, but that would be more traditional price action per, an Elliott Wave impulse. That this is not enough time, right? Because this took a little bit longer. Again, there's no guarantees. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Jesus. Even that's a little skinny. Oh, looks like you got a diag into that. So see, now you're on the 15-minute, right? It was just like, oh fuck. Now you start overthinking it. That's what really can happen to you, which is why I encourage you to stay at 60 or above for your swing trading. Right? I want it down here. I love it down here. I wouldn't buy that. Premium or discount, right? You're buying in the premium. Here's the. I always bring you back to this. Here's the swing. Which side's going to break? This side or the top, right? More likely, we're going to do this, right? Because then it fits in with the context. Right? Okay. Okay, hang on. Jesus. Janice went nuts. Okay, how am I doing on time? 1:16. Okay, I might... LDO is one he wanted. Did we already do ARB? I think we did. Let's see. AAVE. Let me try this one here. Well, I haven't lost everybody. It's kind of a weird thing to talk into a mic for 2 hours. Every now and then I pop over there and see what you guys are doing, but I don't see much action. Well, I know I've got 2 people listening. I shouldn't say. We usually get, I don't know, 1,200 views on these. Okay, so we're going to get ARB. I don't see ARB. Shit. Here's ARB. We just did, well, we did. Oh, here's an ARB. Oh, fuck. I don't know where your ARB is. Cryptogenesis on Binance. Geez, I like this one. How did I get over here? Let's copy that one because there's ARB right there. Oh shit, you've got yours. Hang on. Copy link. ARB down here. Okay. So I gotta copy that. Think about Cryptogenesis. He likes him some trend lines. Okay. Let's go down here. All right. I know it's hard to do this when it's not your stuff. Okay, where are we? Okay, so this I'm just gonna clean this up, not because that's not good work, it's just I can't see what you're thinking here. So that's his target here. So we okay, well this is good, right? So he's working at it. I'm gonna just work off of this. I'm gonna since we're low on time. You can see potentially. Okay, if we're doing an ABC here, we didn't get a new low here, but that's right. So we're going to work off of this pivot right here. Right, that'll be our starting point. This looks good. 5, 3, 5. Right, so we got a diag ABC, ABC, A, B, C into a 3. Now, often, right, so just as a technical reference, you want to look for the pivot of the 4 in a diag to be at the 50 from the length of the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3. Again, I didn't, I'm just following what was taught to me, right? So in a diag, we want to look for the 4 at the 50 relative to the start of the 1 pivot of the 3. What do we do? Again, I'm not making that up. Okay, right, so then I've got another 5 here, which would make you think, oh, right, so this is what an inexperienced Elliottician would look at and say, oh, well, we're going to be done here. That's the 5. Right? Oh, the 5's in. No, right? No. 3, 3. Uh-oh, my machine's lagging. 3, 3, 3, 3. This would be A, B, C, right? So what just happened here? We just had a break of structure. What do we anticipate? It sounds like a broken record. What do we anticipate after break structure? We're like, well, but it's still going. It's still going, man. It's still going. Well, yeah, okay. But eventually, we're anticipating this thing's going to start to retrace. Again, not that it's obligated to. What do they usually do? And if we're doing this as a series of as 5, 3, excuse me, as ABC, ABC, or a zigzag, ABC, 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 we're expecting ABC. You see, why would you think otherwise? You wouldn't think otherwise. There's no reason to think otherwise. I get a leading diag. Okay, so back that out. What is it? Where are we in the context? Right. Let's go to the daily. What are we doing here? If this is the well, it looks we'd have a slight truncation down here. Let's get this off of here. So, which is all right. It's not a disaster, right? So, God damn it, we got this little pocket down here where we came down. We did not sweep this low. We get a launch point. I'm going into this diag. Okay, but think about where that's suggesting. Oh, fuck, I can't even do it. Where that's suggesting it could go. If this is the 1, we're going to anticipate the 2. What does that imply? I think we've looked at this a couple of times. I think we know this is Al here. Again, I cannot make this shit up. Look what we do here. Swing. Golden zone to the tick. To the tick. Here's your target. Something I need to say. All right, so that's why when we get here, you might want to draw this up. Well, how about that for a free draw? And say, oh, I'm going to pay attention there. You see how there's a consistency to what we do here, what we're teaching? again, this is all, this is all stuff taught to me. That's all I'm doing is just teaching what was taught to me. I was just fortunate. I had some good teachers. And then, you know, a lot of experience in the market, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of, you know, good news, bad news, a lot of mistakes made, right? So I'm not speaking without having lived it. Okay. I got to keep going. She gave me so many here. How am I doing on time? I got to be on time today. I got a thing this afternoon. Okay. So let me try, this is one. Let me try George here. Because he's been kind of hot on this one. Okay, so Max, this is, I don't know, he's very enthusiastic about this one, so let me copy this. GZ1968, I think he goes, John Howard is his handle, and he sounds like Trump using a different name. Max is an AI agent coin. So George really tracks, again, the reason I like him is because he doesn't think like anybody else. And he really digs into some of the crypto specific stuff. He's much more into it than I am. Let's deeper into it, I should say. Let me do this here. That works. I guess we get the B over here. 508 in 18 days. I don't even fucking know what Max does. I don't really care. Did people make money here? Did we end in a 5? Oh, let's see. He's swamped right into you. Max, an AI agent coin, 15 million market cap. Well, that's tiny. Then show second screen at end. Second screen. Okay. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to go, oh shit. What does he want? Oh, fuck. What are we looking at? First pump? Yeah, first pump. Okay, so we're going to go Wyckoff. Whoa. George, taking a deep dive into Wyckoff. Okay, well, this is very nicely done. Right, here's the sequence, right, of just abbreviations. Fuck, I forget some of them. Last point of support is the LPS. Here's the spring, right? I do know that. Oh, that's pretty sexy, George, right? To hit all that Wyckoff stuff in there. Good for you. Right, studying, right? I'm not at Wyckoff. I know enough to be dangerous. Last point of support, I think, here. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do we look like we can stick some Elliott in there? Kind of looks like we're going that direction. Stick that up. Okay, let's. I'm gonna hide that for a sec because we'll start to confuse people. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So, oh, pardon me. He's doing it as a 2. Okay, so I don't want to. That's him. 1, 2, 3, 4. That flies. I'm gonna hide that. Why? Why is he thinking 2? Let's go here. Do we have the completed 1? That's the question. 1, 2. Oh, we got an extra one in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can live with that. We are in log scale. Sometimes better to take it out loud, right? Don't get so locked into log scale that you forget. Like, okay, wait a second. You know, if I take it out of log scale, right, which is kind of annoying, we have to go back and forth, right? Are we okay here? Well, I get a corner. It's not a perfect golden. Did my 80% work out? Did it? Where's the target? You see, actually, you have 2 of them. So this, I would do it here. It's too steep. So you got 80 on top of 80. Would it make you maybe draw some of these up every now and then? If you got nothing else from sitting through this 2-hour live stream, maybe those median lines factor in a little bit more of your TA. See, in every TA package ever created, it's the least used technical tool, yet it has the highest probability. Yet 95% of people trading lose money. You think there's a correlation there? Yeah, me too. Okay, so let's get that one. Scenario 2. Oh, we got plenty of scenarios here. Okay, let's get this stuff out of here. This would be 1, 2, A, B, C of an expanded B. Whoa, that's the bear case. I don't know why that would happen. Well, how are you going to know here? So if this is, because this is a perfect golden, right? So if you're looking at this thinking, okay, 1, 2, oh, damn it, come here. You'd be thinking, oh, 1, 2, oh, my machine's lagging here. You'd be thinking 3, right? This is an alternate scenario, or what do you call this, scenario 2? You wouldn't start thinking this until we started to break here. Like, are we going to break the hot? Look at the double here. Are we going to break that? Uh-oh. Oh, maybe it's a diag. Oh, fuck. Oh. Now this starts to come into play, right? You're thinking, oh, it was an expanded B. But this would be AAVE normal. Possible, certainly possible, but less probable than what we're looking at here is a potential 1, 2, right? Which is why it's one of his other scenarios. Okay, good. All right, so we got a lot of things to look at here. The main thing is just, can you trade this, and where are you going to trade it? Max against rep Solano. I mean, that's a you're getting pretty deep into the woods there. Not for the average crypto trader, right? I would say that's already beyond me. I don't even know. I don't even think in the States I'd have a way to trade that, unless I'm KYC and using a VPN. I don't think I could trade that on U.S. exchanges. I could be wrong though. Okay, how am I doing? 129. I got one more. Hang on. So I didn't know she started the stream or did steal stream. Fuck. Yeah. I'm sorry, Steel Storm. I don't think I can get there. Sorry, man. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Zora here, and then I'm gonna be done. Zora. Fuck. I have no idea what this is. Do I need to? No. Do you need to? No. Zora, US dollar, 5 minute. Okay, number one, we're just going to suggest it for your benefit, not for mine, not because I'm trying to be a dick. Just, if you want to apply this stuff, 60 minutes and above. You get down on a 5 minute, it's only because you're digging a count out. Let's see if I can launch this. Really want to encourage you to rethink that. So here's a 1 hour, Zora. Get rid of this over here. Let's get Zora here, and I'm going to be done. Okay, first, right, I always start on the daily, right? If it's something I haven't looked at. And I've never looked at this. I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to do this. And let's get, I have no idea what they do. Maybe the greatest thing ever. I just have no idea. Okay, do I need to be in log scale? Apparently so. Well, whatever they're doing something right. Okay, so it looks pretty good here. Where's my absolute low? Looks like it's over here. So, okay, sure looks like an impulse, right? So I just want to see, okay, how is it? Now, if I go here, right, you're losing that. Which is why, is it 50 or is it not? It's 50. Did we get the target? Yes, we did. Let's go to a 3 hour. Often I like a 3 hour because everybody goes to the 4 hour. Could this be a 2? Well, let's label it here, and then we'll go to log scale. 1, 2. Looks like that's still got more to go. Well, do I need to be in log scale? 5? Yeah, I do. 4 times the range, you're pretty much locked in. But of course, you see, it would be easy to go, oh, that can't be the 2, right? Because it's not deep enough. It's pretty clean. Let's bump that up a little. Bump this up. Let's go to. All right. Okay. 1, 2 again. You know, is that legit? Does it look like a 1, 2? Well, there now it does. Can we keep going? It kind of looks like it. Looks like you might. Oh, let's put it up there. Let's hang on a second. Oh, got a blue here. That look like it? Maybe too much, right? Why would I say that? Well, let's measure it. All right, pretty far beyond, right? So is it 3 here where we're hitting it? Where it usually goes? Could this be what we're doing with something like this? It's worth considering. This isn't so dramatic. I don't love it. Or you might. It's a little consolidation here. It might be easier to read here. So you could look at this and go, okay. Well, here, let's get this. Get you down here, and maybe focus in right here. Now let's get down to a 1 hour. Okay, if I'm right here off of my 1. Maybe I actually have to do it here. It's awfully fucking skinny. I'd do it right there. I'd probably start it right there. See, you see, it's a little. We're not quite. It's not. Again, now I'm in log scale. I'm going to take it out. Well, here's what you might be thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tricky one. The simplest thing to do is just do this. This is what I would do. Looks like we're here. Log scale from 5 to, yeah, I got to be in log scale. So now I would do it this way. Okay. All right. So a little overthrow. Not terrible. Pay attention to that 1. Be looking for this to continue. All of this goes over here. Done. It's too soon, but it looks like you're in that wave 4 consolidation, right? We're stalling the trend. We had a break of structure, right? Again, try and keep all the pieces consistent, right? So we had the break of structure, retrace. So typically you'd look for that a little bit lower, but it's not like it's obligated, right? So we could look here and say, okay, where's a wave 4 usually go? Where's the highest probability location for a wave 4? Between the 38 and the 23. What do we do? Boom. Very, very big 3, right? So this is a kicker, right? But that's the cleanest. This is where you see the right look, right? Okay, right? Do I have the right look? Now I don't know that the 4 is done. If we're doing that, right? It looks right look. Fuck, I can't script them any better. Could be right now. Nothing says that that's the 3, right? But this could be the 1 of the 3. I mean, this could be going to the moon, right? There's no way to know. But you got to take it one swing at a time. If we get up here and we look at this and say, okay, is it? You're back here going, is it far enough? Is that far enough? Well, now you get into the log screen or not log screen decision, or log scale, excuse me. 100% of the 1 in, longer is longer. It doesn't look like it quite makes it. So you'd be anticipating another kick here, right? Because that's where you'd think that might go based on this 3. If it's 1, 2, 3, that's going to be a big 5. So this little consolidation here, again, could easily, it's the second most common, right? We could certainly go there. Again, it's not like it's obligated to go there, but those would be reasonable targets, right? And then you'd be looking for the 4 and the 5 and a 23 from, where are we now? 11 cents. It's a pretty good move. Okay, I'll wrap it there. Okay, guys, thank you so much to all you guys that hung out with me. I appreciate it. To those that you watch after the fact, right, we will get it edited and we do the time codes, right, so make it easier for you to find the stuff that you're interested in, although you could look at any of these and you're going to see the same thing. I think with one, the only thing we couldn't find a decent setup or any kind of TA was Dogecoin, which just kind of looked kind of sloppy. So no trade. When in doubt, stay out. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out.